I might have cancer, and I might reject chemotherapy. Recently someone spotted some moles that looked like cancerous ones their daughter had, and I'm supposed to go for appointment to have them checked up within the next month. This doesn't faze me at all, but my friends were worried when I first told them a month ago. Now I'm going through some shit. Nothing that's awfully depressing, but stuff that just makes me feel small. And my friends seem to be slowly losing interest in me. Last night my friend raged and said, "Why do we even still play with you?" That shit had me restless and crying tbh. With some other things happening at work and school, I despise life. Everything is boring to me, nothing really is interesting. And if I'm diagnosed with skin cancer, I feel like I will finally live my life without the boredom. I don't want to die. But thinking about the future just leaves me depicting a redundant lifestyle. I'm so fucking sick and tired of how blue-collar workers are treated. The title says it all. Blue-collar workers make society function and were often ignored/forgotten, looked down on and disrespected. A lot of the time blue-collar workers are more important than people that have cushy office jobs or jobs like being a lawyer. A lawyer is respected more than someone that works in sewage work, works in construction or collects trash. Sure, it's very hard to become a lawyer, but society can function if all lawyers cease to exist. But can you imagine the disgusting wasteland our streets and homes would become if all garbage collectors cease to exist? If all lawyers cease to exist, it'll just mean people won't be sue each other over dumb shit like they do every day, or they'd have to take a different approach. What really annoys me is when I turn the radio on whilst I'm working and the assholes on there only ever mention office workers, acting as if only office workers exist or matter. It happens a lot and it really pisses me off. Chances are it's blue-collar workers that are going to be listening, since they're more likely to be allowed to listen to the radio whilst working. I follow r/Andywork and it pisses me off just how many people on there complain about not being allowed to work remote and are pushing for the office to become a thing of the past and for everyone to be allowed to work from home. What about the blue-collar workers that have to work on site? To hell with us, right? I think if working remote is going to become more prevalent, blue-collar workers that don't have the option to work from should all be paid six figures by default to make up for the unfairness. Imagine complaining about having to work in a cushy office sat in your ass all day when there are people who have to be on their feet all day, carrying heavy shit all day? It's unbelievable. All because you happen to have a degree. I have a degree too in computer science. I just happen to suck at interviews, hate them and vow to never take part in one ever again. The only jobs I can get without having to sit through an interview are blue-collar jobs. Caught feelings for a girl in a sexting website and I feel pathetic about it. So some context: I, 22M, have frequented this sexting website since I was 18. I come and go depending on how I am feeling. Recently, after getting mind-fucked by my ex, who I also met on that site, I've been logging in more. I met this girl, F25, who was a recent regular on the site. I thought she was sassy and funny, and left it at that. I guess I caught her eye, and she did everything she could to sext with me, and it was the most wonderful experience I've ever had. After that, and trying to do her again, I did it a second time with her, and it was probably the best experience of my life. Problem is that I started talking to her just normally, and her demeanor, her personality, it's just something I've never experienced before. Like the chemistry? I feel is off the roofs, and honestly I'm head over heels for her. It's stupid, I feel like an idiot for it. I don't want another online relationship, especially with someone from there. She doesn't believe in them. We're in different continents. It will not work, but I'm obsessed with her. Talking with her is so easy, so endearing. My body feels alive when I see a notification and I pray that it's her. I feel like a kid around her, my heart beats a different way. We agree on everything, we think alike on everything. I feel like I've known her my entire life. When I drink, I drunk text her. I have had wet dreams about her. She teases me, and it drives me up a wall. I have never felt this way before for anyone. Like I just want to talk with her, all day about whatever. The problem is that she's very proactive with all the other men. She loves the attention, and despite all her assurances that I am a favorite, I'm number two. And it kills me. I feel physically/mentally ill when she talks with someone and gets with them. I feel like a hypocrite because I do the same. I'm spending close to 14 hours on the site a day. It's affecting my sleep, my productivity, university. I sext with multiple women a day, but they're not her. I pretend they're her. It has gotten to an unhealthy level, to an obsessive, negative, hypocritical level. I was going to quarantine myself from her, but the way she talks to me, her words, her jokes, her humor. I'm obsessed, and I feel pathetic about myself. I cannot get her off my mind. I kind of want to just tell her, and have her reject me so that I can get control of my life. My boyfriend is boring. I, 21F, had been with my boyfriend, 20M, since we were 18. We have sex a decent amount of time, but it's usually focused on his pleasure. I love pleasuring him, but he doesn't seem to care as much about mine. He says he does, but his actions don't match his words. For context, I love pleasing him, but I just wish it was reciprocated. I want enthusiasm. Anyways, tonight I massaged him and did all of the things that turned him on as he asked for that. He usually asks for things that please him and then says he'll do it back, but never does. I'm at the point where I'm building resentment about it even though it's something I like to do because it's rarely reciprocated and I feel like my pleasure and satisfaction, sexual and non-sexual, is put on the back burner. I really wanted sex tonight and I asked nicely for it and he said maybe, then fell asleep. I just wanted him to initiate. I know this is rambling and maybe I sound like an asshole. I'm just a little fed up and don't know what to do. I also know there's probably a better sub more suited for this topic, but I just don't know what to do. Breaking up is also not an option due to personal reasons. My grandfather worked for private sanitation, owned a strip club, and got arrested with an illegal gun. Then my dad became head of NYC sanitation. We're Italian immigrants. I sometimes wonder if they were in the mafia. I don't think they were. I think it's an Italian stereotype, but it wouldn't surprise me if they knew people. Whenever I ask my dad about the mafia he just laughs and says none of that matters. Edit, I just decided to start watching Sopranos for the first time and my mom walked in. She started yelling at me saying they're a disgrace to Italians and cursed me out.